Here is an article from Wicca Magazine entitled Reflecting on Your Ancestors During Samhain. Across cultures and time, the Halloween season has been associated with remembering, honoring, and reflecting on our loved ones and ancestors who have passed on. Samhain is a time for remembering the dead for Wiccans as well. It is our new year, our last harvest festival, and a time when the lines between realms are weak and open. It is a time for celebration, for looking forward to the new year, but it is also a time for reflection. Death is a part of the wheel of the year, part of balance of nature, and Samhain is a time to honor its place in the circle of life. Reflecting on our ancestors during Samhain is not just about remembering their names or stories. It's about recognizing the vital role they play in shaping who we are. Our ancestors' experiences, decisions, and struggles paved the way for our existence, and acknowledging that lineage can bring a deep sense of belonging and purpose. This is a powerful time to feel connected not only to the past, but also to the future as we continue the legacy of those who came before us. During Samhain, the veil between the living and the dead is at its thinnest, offering an opportunity to connect with those who have passed. It is believed that during this time, our ancestors can offer guidance and protection from beyond, helping us navigate life's challenges. By honoring them through rituals and ceremonies, we invite their wisdom and blessings into our lives, continuing a sacred dialogue that transcends death itself. The importance of honoring death. We honor the dead at Samhain because it is the time of death in the wheel of the year. Summer is ending and winter is beginning. Winter is the time that the earth is seen as dead. Life and nature are dormant, waiting for new life to be born in spring. We honor death at this time because we need to respect its place in the wheel of the year. Without death, there is no life. Death is inevitable and transformational. It is not to be feared because it comes for us all. It is due respect and honor. So Samhain is a time to respect and honor death itself. Honoring death at Samhain is not simply about accepting it as a part of life, but also about recognizing the profound transformation it brings. In Wicca, death is viewed as a gateway to new beginnings. It's the final harvest, both literal and metaphorical, where we gather the lessons and experiences of the past year and let go of what no longer serves us. Death clears the way for renewal, making space for growth in the coming year. Samhain encourages us to see death not as a destructive force, but as a necessary transition that completes the cycle of life. This time of year provides a sacred opportunity to comfort our fears and mortality and embrace the deeper wisdom that comes with understanding life's impermanence. As we honor death, we honor the natural ebb and flow of existence, finding peace in the knowledge that death too is sacred. Honoring the dead. Our loved ones can visit us during Samhain, so while we honor death itself, we also honor the dead. We honor their place in our lives, remember how they touched us and what they taught us. The dead guide us after they pass, so Samhain is a time to thank them for that guidance. We thank them for what they brought to our lives. The dead live on through our memories and the impact they had on our lives. During Samhain, sharing these memories, allowing us to keep their spirit alive, whether through storytelling, creating altars, or lighting candles, These acts of remembrance serve to bridge the gap between the worlds. We honor not only the wisdom and love they gave us, but also the continuity of life, knowing that we will one day join them in the cycle of rebirth. Samhain rituals involving the dead are about more than grief. They're about celebration. We celebrate the lives of those who came before us, the legacies they left behind, and the enduring connection we share with them. This time of reflection reminds us that death does not sever the ties of love, wisdom, and support that our ancestors provide. Instead, it strengthens them as they continue to watch over us from the other side. Cultural traditions of honoring the dead. Perhaps the most well-known ceremony for the dead is Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead in Mexico. Mexican tradition involves the offering an altar with photos and offerings for loved ones who have passed on. Catholics around the world remember the dead on what they call All Saints' Day. These traditions have their roots in pagan rituals for the dead during Samhain. Cultural traditions like Dia de los Muertos remind us that the practice of honoring the dead is universal, transcending geography and belief systems. These traditions show us that remembering the dead is a celebration of life itself. The ofrenda, like the Samhain altar, is filled with meaningful items that symbolize the continued presence of loved ones in our lives. The vibrant colors and festive atmosphere are a way of acknowledging that death is not an end, but a transition. In many cultures, rituals for the dead serve to maintain a connection with the ancestors, ensuring they are never forgotten. These ceremonies, whether formal or informal, act as a communal acknowledgement of our shared history and our place within it. By incorporating elements from these traditions into our Samhain celebrations, we honor the global significance of ancestor veneration and its enduring importance in shaping our spiritual practices. Daily remembrance of the dead. We all have pictures of deceased loved ones in our homes, perhaps have named a child in memory of someone who has passed, and have mementos that bring us happy memories of time spent with them. Some of us even hold on to objects passed down through generations. These are wonderful ways of remembering the dead on a daily basis. But Samhain is a time for focusing dedication and honor to those we have lost. Daily remembrance is an essential part of keeping our ancestors alive in spirit. Each time we look at the photograph, wear a piece of their jewelry, or tell a story about a loved one who has passed, we continue the legacy they left behind. These small acts of remembrance are gestures of love and respect, ensuring that our ancestors remain part of our daily lives, influencing us in both conscious and subconscious ways. While these daily acts are powerful, Samhain allows us to focus our energy specifically on honoring the dead. It is a time of larger, more intentional rituals that amplify the everyday remembrances. Through feasts, altars, and stories, we engage in a deeper communion with our ancestors, inviting their wisdom, protection, and guidance into the year ahead. Samhain helps us pause and reflect on more profound impact our ancestors continue to have on our lives. Ways to honor the dead at Samhain. There are many ways you can honor the dead at Samhain. Some can be done alone, others require at least a small group to perform properly. Whether you are holding a silent vigil, participating in a group ritual, or simply lighting a candle in memory of a loved one, these acts of devotion strengthen the bond between the living and dead. Honoring the dead can be as simple or elaborate as you choose. What matters most is the intention behind your actions. Personalizing your ritual can make them even more powerful. Consider what traditions or symbols were important to your ancestors and incorporate them in your practice. This could include preparing a favorite meal, lighting a particular type of incense, or reading from a book they cherished. For those who prefer a group setting, communal rituals like storytelling, creating ancestor altars, or holding a feast can be a profound way to celebrate the lives of those who have passed. These gatherings allow for sharing our memories, wisdom, and magic, making the celebration of Samhain not only a spiritual act, but also a deeply social one, reinforcing the bonds between both the living and the dead. This is an article from Wicca Magazine, read by Michele of Sound Intuition. If you like this article and this reading, please give a like. Subscribe to this channel for more readings. Thank you. Sending love.